this is a different look as of now. Probably wondering why we have all this stuff out here. And it's because we are sealing this floor inside. Isaac had his graduation. It was a success. He had his car on display. I am so mad because I didn't get a video of how it was set up. It was pretty cool how they had the graduation set up. They had good food. They had lots of people show up. Today is currently Friday, May 16th. Tomorrow's Saturday, May 17th, which is the Red Cloud practice. Red Cloud, Nebraska. They opened the track back up. So we are taking one, if not two cars to Red Cloud. My car looks a little bit different than it did. I was busting my butt last night. Fought a starter issue for a while. Rosie, stay here. Floor's still wet. So I fought a starter issue. Ended up needing to buy a brand new starter. It cranks it over like nobody's business now, especially with that new excess battery. Bought a hood scoop, had it chipped here, so that's all done. And yeah, we got its car now. So Figured it's time to unload after a successful test and tune at Red Cloud. Yeah. Ooh, trash can fell over. After Red Cloud, we were pretty much had storms roll through. After Sunday and Monday, it was forecasted to storm. Sunday, we ended up running up to the shop. We threw the RV and the trailer, and this is the south building. This is the north building. That's the primary building. This is the storage side. But we threw this and in the south building, and then Casey threw that the enclosed with Isaac's car in the primary building because there was more room. And they just kind of stayed loaded. Today is Wednesday. It's pretty much rained and been stormy, and then it's been cold and it's been hot, and so we haven't really done a whole lot. So they just kind of been loaded up here, but I'm up here now, and I'm fixing to get this thing unloaded. Before I unload that, I should touch on this. So we sealed this floor all up, and we had it all cleaned out for Isaac's graduation anyway. We had all the cars out there, and lots of people came, good food, you know. I touched a little bit about that. We thought we were going to get it sealed before the graduation, but I'm glad we didn't try, because we have bought paint, I think, like 4 times, because this concrete is so rough, and it takes a lot of volume to seal it, if that makes any sense. So we're actually short right there, so we're waiting for them to get more because they ran out. Believe it or not, we pretty much bought them out. So that's a little area that won't take any time, and we'll just kind of keep stuff away from here for now. It takes 48 hours to seal or to dry, but with a small area like this, it shouldn't take that long. We also got a TV. I don't know if anybody saw that. This is a 75-inch TV, by the way. This thing is massive, but it's really not. It's really not. It was Casey's idea, and we had some money in the racing fund, and so I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we all voted on it, and Casey went and picked it up, and then we hung it up, and we got YouTube. Oh, we got Wi-Fi up here, which is awesome. So we got Wi-Fi up here now, and then we had Bubba, which is a close family friend. He's related. He started trucking for us. He put a stereo in here that's Bluetooth, so we can actually Bluetooth the radio to the TV to get like surround sound. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of what went on here. We haven't moved everything in yet. We're still missing the oil burner, the air compressor, and just a couple rear ends and stuff we had sitting out. Some noses, the race car stuff. But other than that, we got our spring smasher, our tools, some cars. We don't know if these cars are gonna stay where they are. We thought about rearranging them a little bit, but don't want to get too crazy because we still got to finish that. But I figured I'd get my car unloaded and put it right here, facing out. I don't think we're gonna do any racing on Memorial. Is it Memorial or Labor Day? This weekend. It's supposed to rain all weekend and into the week, so I don't think anybody's gonna be doing anything as far as that goes for the state of Nebraska. and it's supposed to be cold. So I'm not real crazy about that. So I think we're gonna be parked this weekend. We're gonna be doing other stuff. Maybe we'll wash the RV in the rain. It's kind of stained from the previous owner. Or we'll be doing something else in here, whether it's moving more stuff in or organizing, who knows. Or putting cars together. That would be a good idea, is keep putting cars together and fixing cars. But anyways, I'm gonna get this unloaded. One thing I like about an enclosed trailer is I can unload the car all by myself with no issues. I just have to go a little slower than usual, but it's okay because the car still gets unloaded in one piece. So yeah, so I got it unloaded. Probably needs a bath. We're expecting some pretty bad weather this weekend. I don't know when I'll be able to get it out and get it washed up. Definitely got to wash tires. They're all blue. Get them simple green or Zep or something. Track wasn't really muddy at all. It was relatively fast. I mean, from the video, we were happy with it and stuff like that. So, all right, we'll get this thing put away over there. Get the trailer shut up. Then probably talk a little bit about expectations. I'll see if I can get Isaac rounded up to do so. Sounds like he's right there. Oh, look at the oil come out of that thing. Oof. She's smoking blue. He got a Mustang. He's having fun. Let him dream. But I'll see if I can get a hold of him or talk to him. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. I think they're leaving to go camping this weekend. It's supposed to rain. They're gonna go spend some time with some family, which is a-okay. I think everybody's gonna do the same. So I'll see if I can get a word with him, and then we'll go from there. Well, it's Memorial Day weekend. As we honor the ones who served and gave their life for our country so that we can live free and to have the ability to do as we please and believe what we want to believe. We honor those this weekend, and our race cars are parked this weekend so that we can honor those who fought and gave their life for our country. We come from a military family. Both sides of my families have something to do with the military branch. Navy, Marine, Army, National Guard. So we get it, and we do celebrate it. And they need a whole month, not a day. They deserve a month. They deserve a year. Anyways, well, I couldn't get a hold of Isaac. They left to go camping with some family. So I figured I would just kind of talk about it on my own. So we didn't really touch the car. We pretty much ran short on time. Like, I didn't get to scale it. I did not get to adjust the shocks. I didn't get to change any bars. We literally put the body back together in the starter and made sure it was going to start and run. And we got there and we were late. We had some runnability issues with Isaac's car, but you're going to have that. Just working out bugs, that's what a test and tune is for. But we loaded it up, and then I realized, well, the track's a lot bigger than we thought it was, so we're probably gonna need a different gear. So then I spent Saturday morning while they were working on Isaac's car looking for a gear, and I have a 411. So the gear I need is what everybody else does not need. So all of our cars have 386s. Quick winners, quick change. Mine's a DMI, but anyway. So we pretty much changed gear, and I set tire pressures, and I went out and I just shook it down, and I was just gonna make sure nothing was gonna fall apart. Want to make sure nothing was gonna leak. I turned 5 laps and come in. We jacked it up on our pit lift, and not a single oil line, power steering line, or anything was leaking. And I had good oil pressure the whole time. We ran about 180 on the temp gauge. The oil temp was about 115. Right then and there, the hard work paid off right there. And it was it was emotional, because it was, a little stressful, to be honest with you. You spend all this money to put something together that shouldn't fail, and better not fail, and what push comes to shove, you see how you stack up pretty much. But no, we had lots of fun. Really relaxed atmosphere. We ran the first time, the car felt good. Well, then they put water on the track, so we went out, and it made the car got really, really tight. I think it had a slick setup on it from the last time we ran, which would have been Albion. And so we knew where we were at, and we undid some things and we added some things. The gear happened to be pretty close to perfect. I think we were turning about 72 or 78. I don't know why those numbers are in my head, but they are. But yeah, we were very impressed. The first time I had ever been on that track, and ever seen the track in person. I knew a lot of people who raced on it, and they said it's fun, and I'm like, okay. Well, you literally it's like the track was built on a cloud in the sky, because you climb this big hill, and then you follow this driveway, and it kind of curves around, and then when you get to the top of the hill, it's just a flat piece of ground with a track, and you pull across the track in the pits, and there's a corner here and a corner here. Well, there's a flat spot above it, and then beyond that is a guardrail, because on that side of the track, it's a straight drop off to basically the parking lot for the stands. And then on the other side, they actually brought dirt in and made it a good transition, but any further than that and you'll be in a canyon. So it's different, nothing like we've ever seen before, but it's a work in progress. They're doing really well. The bleachers look good. The lights were phenomenal. I mean, for what they were, the track was pretty lit for as big as it was. The pits were lit. They're just working stuff out. It's been closed for 20 some years. So Of course, they've had to do some work, but the surface, the surface is amazing. It's still there. And had we kept running on it, it would have got a lot better. But it was kind of a slick, it was kind of getting slick off each corner. But it'd have muddy grip, and then it would be, you know, you'd be blowing the dust off of it, and then on the exits of the corners, it was starting to get shiny, like rubber shiny. And, you know, I buzzed the tires once or twice. And as far as, this motor's got a lot of power, and that was one thing that I was worried about, was, you know, being able to handle the power and keep myself out of trouble. And I, for the first time being in the car, I was pretty dang comfortable. Having all that power at your foot is nice. It can get you in or out of trouble pretty easy. But I do believe Isaac would say the same, because he got really comfortable really fast, and we didn't get it on video, but he ended up spinning it out. Well, then the motor heat soaked and we couldn't get it started. Come to find out, it needs to be jetted. The carb was jetted way down. It needs to be jetted again. That was pretty much our issue on his. Otherwise, his car worked phenomenal. It was handling pretty good. It was all set up for kind of a rough track, so it could have went a little bit to the slicker side. It probably would have handled a little better, but where he was putting his car at, not a whole lot of people were running down there. Well, he started blowing the dust off, so next time he come around, it got really loose, and he just went around with it. But I told him before we went out, you know, don't be afraid to spin it out. And he said, what? I said, don't be afraid to spin it out, because if you spin it out, people know you're trying. Just don't wreck it. And he chuckled. He said, thanks, as he was already nervous enough. But no, it was all good. We put, actually, I should probably touch on this a little bit. So the motor that was in this car, it had the Kevin Stowa valve covers on it. It's not a Kevin Stowa engine. I can't remember where it come from, but we took that motor out because our 430 SP2 is supposed to go in this car now. We change our minds all the time. But anyway, we took that out. Well, we had come across a wet sump pan, so we put an oil pump in that motor with a wet sump 9-quart or 10-quart Kevco pan, and put it on gas, because it's kind of a spec engine, borderline with soda spec, so it's got a little bit more compression than mine. But so we put a KB carburetor on there. We went and dropped $1 million on some 115 race gas, which was, I'm so glad I'm on E85, because that's bad. That's really something. But they had to change a bell housing because we didn't have a flywheel for a Burt, so they put a Brin in it, because the motor had a Brin flywheel already on it, because that car had a Brin already. So, and then we got to start it, to time it, and the starter wouldn't engage. The same issue my car was having. The starter was weak. It wouldn't engage, and when it did, each revolution, it would actually finally kick out and then woo and rev up. But so we had a local rebuild some starters, and that got him going. It actually was the starter out of my dad's car. We rebuilt it and took it out of here and put it in Isaac's car because he needed it. So that's what we did. And gosh, it was just thrash. And my stuff wasn't 100%, and I knew that, but I was still bound and determined to go, and I was pushing really, really hard. And at times I thought, maybe I need to back off a little bit, but I think it's trying to rain or something. I'm hearing stuff hit the building. But anyways, yeah, all in all, it was a good weekend. Isaac's still got to get his car unloaded. They left Wednesday during the week to go camping, so he had like zero time to do anything. So we still got to do that, so we're one car short. And then we still got to do this on the floor. I don't really know. I haven't heard anything from the people who run the promoters about when we're racing or what's going on down there. So I might take a look at the Rebel or the Revival schedules and see where exactly everybody's at. See if we can hit a show or something. I would really like to see either the both of us or even just him. We go hit a Revival or a Rebel or even High Plains race somewhere. I wouldn't be opposed if they had another test and tune, leave mine home and take his, because it's done actually. We just we swapped carburetors out. We found out that this needs a different fuel than what we bought. So we swapped carburetors because the carburetor that's supposed to be on this engine, it needs to be rebuilt. Something's wrong with it. It wouldn't idle. We couldn't get it to do anything. So we took this carburetor, which is for the big 430 in there, and then it would run. Then we got it to idle and run, and I think Dad even ran a heat cycle through it, which you saw. Sounds pretty nasty. But we've finally got the sump system. We actually had to pull this all apart and change the pump because the first time we went to go start it, the pump locked up, or it had a catch in it. And I was like, I don't think that's right. So we had to put a 5-stage pump on it, which mine has a 5-stage pump. This one had a 4. What's the matter? But there's just so much stuff that has been going on. It's just insane. But I think that's gonna do it for this video. Have a happy Memorial Day weekend. We support our troops and those who fought and died for us. Yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll have more content coming as soon as it's available. Maybe we'll get some people in the shop and hang out and have a good time. So we'll see you in the next one.